Hello everyone and welcome to the game of World of Warships. Today it's once more me playing and I'm in my Farragut 6 US destroyer. I'm on the map New Dawn in a 3-point domination game mode and it's a tier 7 battle, but well, almost no tier 7s. And great news, there are no carriers, so there won't be any planes spotting me. Now, destroyers are my second favorite class. Despite that, I've only been playing Japanese destroyers and premiums, and well, I never was that much into the US line, because at the low tiers the limited torpedo range is... I just really like to have decent torpedoes in my destroyers. Now, with the Santa Convoy I got the Farragut, and now looks like I'm grinding US destroyers. So yes, the torpedo range here is 6.4 kilometers, my spotting range is 6.6 kilometers, I have concealment expert. And I'm able to stealth fire, as you can see here. The detectability after firing the main guns is 10.4 kilometers, with 12.6 kilometers main gun range. So hey, there is that. Now here in the beginning of the game, I'm moving towards the center. Somebody asked in the chat or a tactic that the lower the tiers are, the harder it is, I think, for your team to agree on a tactic. Well, okay, maybe that's not fit. Sometimes on high tiers there are some weird tactics as well. But anyway, I told my team that I will try to take the center. And my division mate is supporting me here. Obviously in a US destroyer you are pretty competent at fighting off other destroyers. We don't really have any support from our team so far, and here I'm located by RPF, but it doesn't really matter since I'm detected anyway. And I have this nice island here to prevent some of those torpedoes, and it looks like there are 2 enemy destroyers as well, both are using smoke. I'm launching my torpedoes blind in the smoke towards the left, and I will use this island here as torpedo cover from both sides as well as I can. Now that T-22 is in a bad position because he ran into an island. And now I can fire at him, my heart's content. I'm using some smoke here because I'm under fire from some cruisers. And well, I don't really want to move too much from my position because, as I said, this island can be some nice cover. And well, I'm afraid the enemy destroyer escaped. But he took a lot of damage. Now, currently I'm not spotting anything because I'm inside the smoke. Nobody else is spotting anything because, well, my team is just not close enough. And I can't cap because there are enemy destroyers in here, so basically I'm not doing anything sitting here in the smoke. So I should probably move out of it and try to be a little bit more useful here. Now I'm using my speed boost here. I'm expecting to shot at as soon as I leave. And here I was briefly spotted, so the destroyers are on the other side of this island. And yeah, there they are. So not sure what the destroyers are doing. It's probably I should have launched the torpedoes on the other side of the island maybe, or the kamikaze. Because well, that T-22 is dealt with anyway. Now I should be able to take on a kamikaze in a gunfight and win without too much problems, but well, the kamikaze is not alone. I'm under fire from cruisers, and as you can see there are quite a few enemy ships who could potentially shoot me, and some of them do. So my smoke isn't ready as well, which means I decide to try to go to a safer distance. My division mate is moving in very aggressively, and I'll obviously assist him with firing on the kamikaze, but I'm trying to position myself a way that I can retreat. And that kamikaze is dealt with. Now meanwhile we control point Charlie, the enemies control point Alpha, and our teams head shipwise, which is pretty nice. So it's looking decent currently. Also the enemies are down to 1 destroyer and we still have 3. Destroyers can be very important in Well, actually in any game mode, but in domination, destroyers are the ones who have the easiest time taking capture points, and once you have the capture points, you just have to hold them. Now I'll try to get inside Bravo and try to capture this point. There seems to be a Leander coming this way. I'm not entirely certain if he wants to sail right into the capture zone or not, but as you can see, he's almost in a range to detect me, so I'm preemptively smoking. And then I'll just fire at him. I'm not expecting Leander to charge in here, but never know. So I launched my torpedoes here because I'd expect him to maybe try to get behind this island, but it looks like he's coming straight at me. Now the Leander might have Hydra ready, which could end really problematic, especially if my team stops spotting the Leander like right now. Now if he used Hydro and detected me, he could shoot me and well, I couldn't even retaliate, so it's probably time to move out of here. I still have one torpedo launcher ready, so in close quarters fight I might be able to take him out with them. Now the Leander has torpedoes as well, so there is that. And there isn't too much support here. I mean, there are few ships who could potentially help, I think, but so far not sure if they are interested. And I think I've launched those torpedoes too early. I really should have held them back and waited for a better opportunity. Now the Leander, well, he is dodging them quite nicely, so they didn't do much. Now I have to be aware of torpedoes fired into this channel. My torpedoes are currently on reload, so there is no reason to get closer to this Leander. Now unfortunately he is sailing straight for my division mate. There isn't an awful lot I can do about this currently. I expect torpedoes coming after me, and I really should be shooting armor piercing here. I mean, I have the broadside of a British cruiser. But in the heat of the moment, I didn't really think about that, and I kept shooting high explosive. So while I'm safe, the Leander is safe from me as well, and my division mate has barely any health left. Now, it didn't seem like the Leander was using Hydro so far, but who knows, it might still be there. Might be ready any second again. So even though my division mate I think is sitting in smoke, he might not be safe there. Now I'm maneuvering to get back in here and help out, but well, I ran myself aground and it took a while to get going again. So my division mate is down and we're still having an advantage here. Both teams have one capture zone, but we have more ships and we have an opportunity now to take the center, I think. So I'm detected again. The Leander is still around here. Maybe I can do something about that, but it's... well, I mean, the Leander can finish me off pretty easily as well, so I have to be careful. And there is a Cleveland. Now the Cleveland might be the more immediate threat also. I want to help out my friendly Cleveland here. It's not like I expect my Cleveland to lose this fight, right? The enemy is on pretty low health, but there might be a ram incoming. So if our Cleveland can avoid that, and unfortunately he can't. But, well, oh, we just lost another ship, so we only have one ship more than they do. And this Leander is going to capture Point Charlie, and there is nobody here to defend. So let's see if I can get a few shots in. Leander is still at pretty low health, but he isn't returning fire, so he drops into concealment. And also keep in mind he has a heal to repair some of his health. Now here is where I make a rather big mistake. I'm currently the only one capturing here, and I'm almost done, and there is nothing stopping me from capturing other than, well, me leaving the cap circle. Now I realized it's too late. I even used the speed boost because I wanted to be at Charlie as fast as possible, And this is a big facepalm moment. I was like 10 seconds away from capping and I left the cap circle, and there isn't much of an excuse for it, just that I didn't pay attention. I was so focused on I wanna defend this point, I didn't realize that I was capping the center. And it's mistakes like this that when I see other people make that, I oftentimes think, how can you do that? But you know, happens to me as well. So, yeah. Now anyway, on the bright side, I'm moving to support my friendly destroyer here against this Leander. And it seems like both ships have been dropping smoke here, but it's not like anybody of them is using it. Also, once more, I don't know if the Leander has hydro ready or not, but he is on very low health. We should be able to take the Leander out here. But the Leander will drop torpedoes, and hopefully the T-22 can avoid them. Looks like he can, nicely done. Oh, I guess there would be an easy way to avoid those torpedoes by just sailing over there, but you know, I can make it look more dramatic, and that's my excuse. So, yeah, I dodged those torpedoes, and now I hopefully this time will be able to capture this point. Now, it's looking pretty good overall. We have 4 ships, they have 2. And, well, I mean, they are taking the center, we are taking here Charlie. They have a point. They have an advantage when it comes to controlling capture points, but we have more points. And this Miyoko here is getting rather low. He is facing König, and König could, well, or the König could sail into torpedoes. I guess that's also a possibility. So down goes our König. Now it's 3 against 2. And that Genevny is on pretty high health. It's not good, but I have support here. My friendly destroyer is with me. And together we should have a chance here. So, taking some damage here, I'm on very low health, and if you manage to take me out here, it could be rather critical. I mean, my friendly destroyer isn't that healthy as well, so we could lose against that Genevny if we aren't careful. Now my close torpedo range shouldn't be a problem here. I expect him to come close around this corner, so let's see how good his torpedo beats are. I mean, it's also possible that he stays behind the island and just caps. But looks like he's coming this way. And yep, torpedo beats not found. Now I'm still here behind this island. There is no way he could have launched torpedoes at me. Hit, and well, I'm detected here, so the Miyoko got a few shots in, but I'm still floating. Now I can take the center, and now this battle should pretty much be won. Miyoko is just at very low health, and we have 3 ships remaining here with 2 destroyers, so unless we purposefully throw that game, there should be nothing the Miyoko can do. So somebody asks in chat if we wanna hunt down the last remaining enemy. Well, I mean, no reason in not taking those capture points. They also give quite a bit of experience, so why not? And if the Miyoko wishes to fight, I'm more than happy to put a few shells in her. And here I'm spotted by a plane. I immediately use my smoke, because, you know, I'm at very low health, and that one salvo of that Miyoko might just take me out. Now, it looks like he isn't looking my way, but, you know. So the Miyoko decided to go down fighting, which is pretty nice. And while he doesn't stand a chance, there would be no point in him sitting in the corner of the map. Now here are torpedoes coming from me. There is a convenient sized gap here for me, but for some reason I didn't choose to use that. But instead I decided to accelerate. I say I'm just making it more dramatic, because I avoid them anyway. So Yeah. And there is the win. Now let's take a look at the results. I managed to get 2148 base experience, and I'm quite happy with that turnout. It was a fun match, and I think I'm enjoying the Farragut, although the limited torpedo range can be quite frustrating at times. I had some fun games with this ship. So I did about 51,000 points of damage in that battle, and that's not a very impressive number, but keep in mind that when it comes to damage, the hit point difference between destroyers and battleships is quite significant. Like a battleship has about 4 to 5 times the hit points of a destroyer, which means that, well, and a battleship can heal. So if you take down one battleship with the same amount of damage, you could have taken down maybe 5 destroyers. And the game actually rewards you for the percentage you take away of an enemy ship, experience-wise, and not for the actual raw damage. If you look at the detailed report, you can see I did quite significant damage to the Genevni, the T-22 and the Kamikaze, considering their hit point totals aren't that high. And I got rewarded for it experience-wise. So I hope you enjoyed watching that. Might not have been the most impressive battle, but I like to show you my gameplay from time to time, and some people enjoy watching that. So I hope you enjoyed this battle, and I'll see you guys next time.